Hi, Elise. Hi, Nicole.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How about you?
Good.
Sorry, that took me forever to click everything so I could say hi.
Hi.
Hello.
So is there anything, I have the agenda printed out because it doesn't work well for me to do two monitors, unfortunately, anymore. So is there anything else that we need to have, that I need to see besides the agenda?
Actually, I'm going to be putting in the chat this link.
Okay.
Let's see how well I do with that. Hi, Derek.
Hello, everyone.
Try clicking on that and tell me if it opens for you, okay? There will be some links throughout that will help us navigate through what our goal today is, which is to look at our program of study for each of our pathways. And I have them in both PDF form and in our Excel spreadsheet. I say Excel spreadsheet, but our Google spreadsheet. Hi, Carolyn.
Hi.
Hi, Tim. Hi, Merle. Hi, Judy.
Hi there.
Hi, Camille. I didn't get in to see you today, so I'm going to make sure I do that tomorrow, okay? Camille. Did you get home with the snow?
Yeah, I came home. I was going to stay in town, but I don't see good at night anyway. So
Yeah.
I better come home with it snowing. It's snowing pretty good.
How is weather in Quincy? Is it snowing down there, you guys?
It's raining, drizzling.
It was snowing a little bit, but not much.
Not much. We get snow and then a little sun and then some more snow. So I'm sure it'll be ice by the time we are ready to go. Okay, I'm going to paste a link again for those that have just arrived. It is to our presentation version of our agenda. And I have invited approximately 72 people. So what I'm hoping you would do is go under participants. And when you click on that, you should be able to update your name. It'll say rename and just add maybe the school that you're with when you're an instructor. And if you're a business, add your business name along with your name, okay?
And it's not allowing me access. More.
Okay. Let's see what's going on there.
Maybe I get you to turn it down now.
Hopefully everything in this presentation is open to everybody, but perhaps the one thing that it is connecting isn't, and that's what we are finding. Okay.
I mean, I can see your slides on the.
But go ahead and try again if you would.
Sure.
The reason I say that is because I'm going to have you guys scroll down and sign in for me. And I'm going to go ahead. I did want to say I am recording this because I would like to share this with others who are unable to attend today. And perhaps they will take the surveys that are within this so that we can get some good feedback from them. And then hopefully they can attend in April when we do this again. Sorry, I'm going to get it into presentation mode so you guys can see the full screen. However, when you have it in front of you, you should be able to click back and forth if that is convenient for you and see what I'm doing, but also sign in. And then down at the end, when we're actually doing some brainstorming, I'm hoping you guys will add information to those slides, okay? So welcome and thank you for coming. It's 4:04 and I honestly would like to see if we can do this in an hour and in the future have them last an hour as opposed to an hour and a half. So we're going to go over some housekeeping things, the role that the advisory committee has, what we're trying to do, review and approve our meeting minutes. I did send those. I'm hoping you were able to view them. If not, I'll be giving you about 2 to 3 minutes to review those and then we can approve them. Program alignment to the labor market, program size, scope, and quality. The biggest thing that will lead into is the program of study breakouts. We may do that even all in the same room, or if we have enough people, we could go ahead and break out into breakouts per pathway. Then getting some additional surveys completed. If you have connections outside of this meeting that you could send that to, there's a link that I'll ask you guys to do that. The plan is that we will meet again for our biannual meeting. We would do it in April. Last May, everybody agreed it was too late, too busy, and we wanted to try to get it done in early April before spring breaks. So please let me know at the end of this meeting how April 5th looks for your calendar. And then we'll wrap it up. And again, I'd like to have that happen in an hour so that I can value your time. So the norms, mute unless you're speaking. And then if you're in a room with a bunch of people, perhaps mute, and then type in chat if it becomes a distraction. And I will do my best to, and you can raise your hand if you'd like as well, but I'll try to address the chats often. I do know that we have some people that just joined, so I'm pasting again the link to this so that you can, a couple of slides down, as you'll see there, start signing in. All right. You have updated your display name. If you would add school that you're representing or business that you're representing. If you could show your video, that'd be great. But I also know connections can be bad, especially when the weather is the way it is. So pictures are fine. I am really hoping that you guys will give some honest feedback when we get to our worksheets based on pathways. And then, of course, mute yourself if you need to step away. And please complete the slides as we go. And if you are missing a link, let me know. I see we have people signing in already. There are several slides. I'll show you that. I think we have about 3 or 4. Looks like 3. So go ahead and find a space that's convenient for you to start typing away to enter your name, who you're representing, and your email address. I appreciate that very much. I told those who joined us when we first started that I sent out 72 invitations that included education, connections that our teachers at Plumas Unified School District have given us with their business partners, along with students and parents. I'll give you guys a few minutes to update that.
So Gina, there may be others who are having this issue. I just sent someone a request for access to edit the document. I don't actually have edit access right now.
I'm glad you brought that up. Here, I thought I had it all taken care of.
And that's okay. It doesn't have to happen right now. I can do it at any point during the call.
Gina, you
Yes.
can also copy the chat at the end and you'll have, if everyone signs in there with their school, you'll have that.
Correct. So I guess what you're saying is everybody say hi to me in the chat and I'll go ahead and copy that information into it.
Might be easier for you trying to run the meeting at this juncture. Your choice.
I am trying to get the heck out of this. It is funny when you have your, sorry, when you have your, there we go. Okay. Hopefully you guys are able to sign in now. Okay. So just want to briefly go over what CTE Advisory Committee is with all stakeholders. It's an opportunity, biannually is our goal, to review what we are doing to make sure that we, Plumas Unified School District, and all districts across the state do this to make sure that they are in compliance with our federal Perkins and state CTE and strong workforce funding requirements, making sure that to receive funds that support our programs are in compliance. So a link for future reference, it's dated 2015. It's the CTE Advisory Committee Manual that's provided to us by California Department of Education. And these are just a few links from the California Department of Education that talk a little bit about the different types of advisory committees that there are, but this one specifically is for career technical education. Thank you for being here to help us review our program. What was once called a district-wide CTE advisory committee is now called a comprehensive local needs assessment, CLNA, with stakeholder engagement, consultation, and continued regular annual continued consultation. And we look forward to our stakeholders sharing their goals with us and being frank about perhaps progress that we are or are not making based on past meetings. Stakeholders provide consultation and recommendations regarding the performance of general and special population CTE participants and our high quality CTE program reviews. So this link, I'm hoping you all can see it, is to our, I'm just making sure that it is a link for all of you. It's our minutes from our last meeting that we had on May 18th. Oh, good. That one should be available to you all. I did try to section it out with headers once we got past the main details of the meeting so that you could go through it briefly. It does have 3 pages of information. I'm going to be quiet now for about 2 to 3 minutes so you can review that so that I can ask for a motion to approve it. And of course, you can make any changes that are necessary.
This is Derek. I'm happy to move approval.
I have a motion to approve from Derek.
I second that. Judy.
Judy Dolphin.
Yes.
Thank you, Judy. Okay. So again, just a quick review. We in California have 15 sectors. We at Plumas Unified School District do not house all of those sectors, and throughout the state, they focus on sectors that are of high demand. This is our north region, and that's the blue area, and you'll see that we are the North Far North, which is the, they call it the Northern Inland, and that encompasses our Plumas County, along with several others like Modoc and Lassen and so forth. These are the sectors. Of those 15, there are 9 that are prominent and a couple that overlap, and their anticipated demand in the north and in the North Far North. I won't go over those in great detail. But here is a little bit broader view of what those look like. So we have advanced manufacturing, advanced transportation, ag, wetlands, business entrepreneurship kind of applies to all of them. Energy, global trade applies to many of them. Education and human development, health, these two are the top in the far north for growth, anticipated growth. Information technology, public safety, and retail. So the goals that we had from our last meeting were to develop employer partnerships. Those could look like co-ops, and this is a sample that you can look at of a brochure from a place in the Midwest. I have shared that with businesses in the northern Plumas County area to see if it's something that we could mimic, and even work with a partner out of Chico who does a similar type of work that this company in the Midwest does for the schools there to create these co-ops. A little bit smaller bites for those partnerships would be internships and pre-apprenticeships. And we have completed the development of contracts so that we can make sure that we are working with our partners and they feel safe and assured that non-paid internships and pre-apprenticeships are covered under those contracts, and we hope to work towards paid partnerships. And then one of the other goals we had is online access to pathways, because it's very hard in our rural district to offer all of the high demand, and we are lacking at Plumas Unified with our education and health. And as I said, those are two of the top ones. I am happy to say that we have hired an instructor who has the education background and health. So we might be able to do some things that we've not been able to do before. So exciting things are coming with what our goals were. The other thing that's new, this is our report card. Down here, we had transportation. We were able to move that back up here. And that, again, I'm just gonna, I think, for anybody who's come in, I've added our link to this PowerPoint presentation. But we added transportation to Quincy, which had come down here in a dormant or hiatus stage. We've hired an instructor from who has experience with what is called the Project Bike Tech and is working with partnerships in Quincy, and Project Bike Tech themselves are partners, and that's an exciting new program that I'm excited to see really come to flourish within the next month or two. Overall, we're doing really well with keeping our teachers credentialed or keeping the pathways active that have teachers that are properly credentialed to work in those areas. Thank you, teachers, for making that happen too. Co-ops, again, this is a sample of what that looks like for you to view later. Basically, it's 90 hours where students go to a business that has many different types of career opportunities under one roof. And as we've discussed before, that's very true for our health department careers, and it's also true for our timber industries with Sierra Pacific and with Colin Pine. So the opportunities for students to rotate through and actually see what they might be interested in doing as exploration, or perhaps at the end of a pathway as a capstone where they're actually working in areas that they had been getting their education in. We receive information from Strong Workforce for the far north, which is that blue area, but I did want to share that this is a resource link for us for specific Plumas County economic forecast. Most all forecasting right now is done in 21 and is done from say 21 through 24. And it is interesting to see that much of what They are forecasting, or what we've been guided to predict our pathways with and how to focus our learning for our students is in alignment in Plumas County, as well as with the North State. The biggest difference, and there's also another link on the slide for an actual 30-minute or so presentation for Plumas County and how we're recovering. They say that with our COVID recovery, we tend to be recovering just a little bit slower than what the rest of the North State is doing. And when we say North State, it often is referring to Sacramento greater area. And this is that video. And as I said, that's about a 30-minute watch, and it is interesting to see what they're predicting for our Plumas County. This is also a good resource. Sacramento Valley Vision, it is working with our North State area, and it shows different clusters by careers where they actually individually will go in and do surveys and have guest speakers that will talk about what it's looking like for the current challenges that we have with COVID, and even now with our recession that we're looking at and inflation. So some of them, if you click on this link, you'll find some of these. And I know I have some early childhood education folks with us, and we've been working really hard on our farm to fork program at Plumas Unified. And I know that we have Forest Service interest as well. I'm sorry to say our ag program at Quincy is in hiatus, but there's some other neat ones too. Very good resource. So as we go through our program of study, we want to make sure that we're meeting every, how do I word it? We want to make sure that within each pathway, we're providing valuable opportunities for our students and that we're not missing any portion. And we would like to, and we are working on creating time for our teachers to be integrated into opportunities with our businesses in externships, or perhaps the better opportunity might be for the businesses to even come into the classroom so that they can see what we're doing and see what we might be missing or where we could grow. And that's what the size and scope and quality is. How could we perfect and how can we grow our programs to meet the needs of our current workforce? So this link shows you our current programs of study in the manner of a PDF, and the only ones we don't have here currently are the transportation because it's brand new. But on our worksheet side of this, we do have one for transportation. For some of you, this might be an easier way to look at it and read what we have. For others, you may prefer just to stick with the Excel spreadsheet. Current programs of study are showing a student the path that they can follow, the credits that they can earn, not only in high school, but hopefully in college, as well as the certifications. And ideally, it shows them that it's leading to a career and career levels that they could be preparing for based on the amount of effort that they're willing to put into their education. So we want to make sure that we're providing as much information as possible without providing too much. Some of you may even make recommendations with the program of studies that perhaps we need to leave some of this blank and it needs to be a collaboration perhaps with a counselor and a student to get that fine tuning done. But for the most part, you'll find that we've worked really hard to be clear on how students can earn credits at both the high school level and possibly dual enrolled with FRC. So just to give you an overview of the spreadsheet, at the bottom, you'll see tabs for each of our pathways. Some sectors have several different pathways. And although the forestry and natural resources is in hiatus, it is still here. And it's actually a very good example of showing the opportunity. If we were to have a student do the full potential, could a student possibly do all of this in their 4 years of high school and earn a whopping 27 credits that are college credits because they've decided to be aggressive and take many courses that could lead them in the direction to career. As you scroll down, we reflect here on the different careers and the potential wages, showing them that there are increased wages for more education. And then here we're talking about or showing an example of what their 13th and 14th year would be and possible courses they would take to reach a degree. And then this reflects several different levels of degrees. This is by no means complete, but it's one of the pathways that is the best example to show how much we could put into this. And again, as I said, you could tell us perhaps that maybe it's too much. And it may be too much for a student. They don't have to take it all, but we'd really like them to shoot for the sky, and then they can adjust it as they go. Any questions about what this document is trying to portray? Oh, and I did forget down here, sorry. We want our partners to be included, and possibly even the type of job or apprenticeship or internship that would be available. We're still developing those, so it's not something that we don't have contracts in force right now with those internships or apprenticeships to be able to describe them on any of our programs of study. So what can they do in high school? What can they do for another 1 to 2 years at the community college, Feather River Community College? And where is this, are we setting them up for the highest income level, or are they going to opt by life choice for some of these other options? And at least they see what those options are. So today, what my hopes are is that we're reviewing these for accuracy and brainstorming. Sorry, trying to get back here. By using some resources that we have, this link will take you to some one-sheets provided by the Strong Workforce Consortium based on those 9 different high-demand industries. They have some information to share with us about potential work opportunities. We have the current FRC course catalog link and the PUSD course catalog link that can help us look at how can we align courses to make sure that we're aligning our possibilities for dual enrollment and even concurrent enrollment. Any questions? Everybody understands what a program of study is. I lost my picture of you guys. I'm now going to look to see if I see heads nodding because I'm not hearing voices. Yes, I see a nod. Okay, okay. All right. So when I look at who's in attendance, I'm seeing mostly education. And perhaps, although it is mostly education or 100% education, I did have some that were hoping to come today, but especially Sierra Pacific or Sierra.
Yeah, Rita's on the call. I see that she's joined from.
Oh, she has?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, there you are, Rita.
Yep, I'm here.
And I know, for instance, that Rita's very interested in getting some certifications at the high school level and even at the college level for students that have already graduated and would like to go back and get some opportunities to enter work at Sierra Pacific at a much higher entry or higher than base pay. And so we're actively working on our ag mechanics program with Dan Brown. to make sure that we can get him one of their students certified. We have lots of certifications that we offer with the culinary program. And we know that we have a lot of business partners that may not necessarily participate with us in partnerships, but are always asking us for those certifications so that they can have our students working in their restaurants. So how do we expand from there? And what does that look like? We've talked wood shop and construction, working to get, and even with ag mechanics and OSHA certification for safety, which is similar to our food handlers in culinary. We're working on Adobe certifications for graphic design. But are there opportunities that we could also have our students either dual enrolling, taking courses from us that match courses at FRC and their catalog, or perhaps concurrent enrollment, which is where they may take a couple of levels with us and then they go beyond working at our site and then work either online or at FRC to earn additional credits to get them further into perhaps higher certifications or job entry opportunities. So what I'd like for us to do, how many do we have? We have 11 participants. My concern is that we break out and we'll have one person for a couple of our pathways. So I'm going to suggest that we go through these together and have some shout outs of anybody who might have a business or certification that we could be in connection with, or an instructor who has looked at courses in the FRC catalog and would like to perhaps jot that down as an opportunity to pursue dual enrollment. The first, I'll tell you as we're evolving, the first one is CTE Career Exploration. We do both Success 101 freshman year and we do careers and personal finance principles. We dual enroll the Success 101 with FRC's College 100 course. We are working to move that to our seniors course, Careers and Personal Finance, so that it's much closer to the time that they'd be entering Feather River College and have done the footwork or groundwork to make sure that they have a successful college path, which is what the course is designed for. We've not been real happy with some of the essays that our freshmen have written and know that our seniors will perform at a much higher level. Do my career and personal finance instructors have anything that you'd like to add, or anybody else have questions or concerns that we can add?
So Gina, do I remember your description of it correctly? Basically, you, instead of compressing all of that CTE career exploration in the 9th grade, you want to kind of stretch it out over the high school experience and then have some kind of culminating project or statement from the students in 12th grade.
Correct.
Yeah.
They currently spend a full semester. Actually, they spend the full year working on finalizing their career exploration as well as prepare planning documents, paths. They've been working on a 10-year plan, but now it's a document that they will pretty much have been checking off what they've done since they've been here and what they plan to do when they leave. So 10 years, 4 years is here, and then it'll show the following 6 and where they could be with employment, at what level they're choosing to finish, which is where it comes in close, tight knit for that program of study. Because what we'd like for them to do their freshman year is choose a path and then allow us to help them reach their goals as much as they would like to attain.
Mhm.
Any questions? Any further questions? Okay, as I said, agriculture was very exciting. We had a new instructor, Hannah Wren, took an opportunity down in the valley. And so we do still have ag science, plant and soil. We just don't have the animal. And we do still have our ag mechanics, which is working with the ranch side of repair and maintenance. And that has a lot to do with some construction and welding. And as I mentioned earlier, we have built a program in Chester. We have one in Greenville, and we have student at this time, our very first one that would be eligible for certification for any welding level. And that's become a priority for us to try to offer that. And plant and soil, we actually do this in our culinary farm to fork program, as well as in our greenhouse under our ag program at Greenville High School. So that's expanding quite a bit, the farm to fork side of things, which is awesome. I know at FRC, we have had talks of, I'm trying to remember the name of it, like an eco, it's not called garden, but it's a,
we have a kind of a low unit certificate that we call ecological farming. We've
There you
run
go.
that with kind of a partnership with a small farm near campus. Yeah.
and so eventually we'll try to work that into it once we've advanced our programs enough to incorporate that into it. Greenville would be the closest one. And then we have Quincy and Portola that are working on their farm to forks to be able to do something like that as well. And I will say that a lot of our program of studies, because we work very hard to partner with FRC, have business intertwined in them for that reason. Graphic design, desktop publishing, they're not one of FRC's fortes. So we offer it at Quincy High and Portola High, and have really taken a business focus when we prepared our program of study. And I think what I'm going to do, honestly, is I'm going to go back. We're going to look at it on this one, only because it's my opinion that I can see it better, although it may be too small. But it gives us a portrait view. And this way we can see what we have done so far in so arts, media, and entertainment. There we go. Okay. The courses that we're tying into are business type courses, or possibly even entrepreneurship. Many of the courses that we're looking at dual enrolling or concurrent enrollment are elective courses with FRC, and would help a student have a business mindset to take one of our pathways and become an entrepreneur. We have been working with a program called ICEV for our curriculum, which is standard-based for CTE in California. And we have awesome new computers at both sites, including Chester, so third site. And they're working really well with their students with Adobe. So this one, what we'd really like is perhaps to explore a bit more on what income levels our students can attain and with what businesses we can encourage visits and perhaps even some type of internships that students can work hands-on with some of the skills that they're learning in Adobe and their graphic design. Let's see, ag we did. Business and finance is a unique pathway in that we are pulling personal finance out of career and personal finance where they're just getting principles and creating an opportunity for students to have a full year of personal finance followed by accounting. And that accounting would be preparing them to enter FRC accounting with some accounting principles. And I actually worked with instructor there to work with a program on the accounting side that he feels would be good for getting our students on board. And this will most likely be an online opportunity. We offer online opportunities through what we call Plumas Academy, and it's flexible. They can take it as a period. The teacher is going to be credentialed properly for that pathway, but they can complete it without having to have a full classroom, which often keeps us from having the number of pathways that we would like. Business management, we actually have several opportunities on campus that we're doing business management with. ASB leadership, or as I like to call it, sports entertainment, as well as helping desktop publishing and the production of their publications and the selling, marketing, advertising, customer relations, the online sales that they may do. So they're learning business communications and how to work with technology and create business documents. And these are a couple of things that teachers have identified that could possibly eventually work with learning, again, as dual or possibly concurrent enrollment with FRC. If we had business industry partners here, we would have them give us some input on some of those pay ranges. Sierra Pacific and Colin Pine are included in this simply because they house several, including the information technology business side, and then of course the industrial side, which is the wood and the metal type of work. Education, child development. Merle and I were working on this over the summer, trying to also look at how could we align online opportunities as long as we have an instructor of that designated subject. We can work with online partnerships and CTE can pay for the necessary materials that a student would need, which is exciting because we don't always have that opportunity. And we have a teacher now that has the education background for her designated subject as well as our health industry. So this student could potentially earn 32 credits. And this is a, Merle, help me out here. This is a certification with 4 classes taken. Is that correct?
There. It is a certification, the associate teacher certificate, and it's the 4 core classes needed if someone were to go ahead and get their hours once they turned 18 to be able to actually get their certificate also from the state and be eligible to teach.
Okay.
But I see you and I should probably talk again because I see some other classes on here that aren't part of that. And it might just be possible that I am misreading your graph. So,
Well, again, what I tried to do is fill a student's schedule with what if they're making that choice to do early childhood education, I want to make sure they get that certification, which is sounds pretty simple with the 4 classes.
Yes.
But should they want to strive for something higher in their later years or other periods throughout the day, this just gives them an avenue to do that.
That's correct. As we had talked, after this, just 4 more classes and they have the AST transfer. So hopefully that will entice somebody to move on through in this program.
Exactly. Thank you. Hospitality industry, looks like we have a little bit of a formatting problem there, but it's culinary arts 1, then they can take culinary arts 2, baking or farm to fork, and then possibly move on to something in 12th grade that might be a concurrent enrollment if they haven't already dual enrolled with any of those courses to some of Sean's classes. And right now, this one, I don't have business types. Of course, we know they can be chefs, sous chefs, restaurant owners. And of course, that's including different opportunities with business and entrepreneurship courses, as well as working with some of the things that Sean provides there at FRC. Information technology. In CTE right now, we have Portola High School working with information technology. They're actually working in the leadership class there with that, doing web and social media type of opportunities. Under our core courses, we do have computer science with opportunities for students to move on to some higher advanced courses. But that probably won't be under CTE for another 2 years. And once that happens, we do have opportunities through Sacramento County Office of Education to help with some of that for students who may not have instructors on sites that have that information technology. At this time, we have 1 teacher in the district who's able to do that. But with online, that provides it to all 4. And then we have construction. That again is going to take a twist with business and entrepreneurship because we don't have the actual construction or business type of courses at Feather River College, but we do have a lot of self-employed contractors in many of our towns. And right now construction is booming with the losses that we've had. And so looking again at entrepreneur and business type courses to identify as possibilities for dual credit, as well as then starting to name some of the different types of career categories with the pay that they could possibly make. And here's where I go to this one, because we have transportation that we've added. And this one is almost like a blank slate. And Lorenzo, are you here? I was hoping Lorenzo could kind of give you guys a shout out as to what that program looks like. So the program is quite popular, especially in the bigger cities, but Quincy is going to be a fun one where they will start working with hopefully the Forest Service to work on trails for off-road biking. They're going to learn the mechanics of building and repairing bikes, and possibly even manufacturing through 3D type of printers and how you can make different parts. They'll incorporate that into it. In their second year, they have a point of sale program. So it is an entrepreneurship where they start selling their services. They can have people bring their bikes to them. Some programs actually do a mobile type of bike repair or bike service. And they do hope to also help with the fairgrounds with some events. So bringing perhaps some biking type of opportunities. I think BMX was one of the ones that they were talking about. And of course, the off trail, off-road mountain type of biking could be a fun one as well. Lorenzo comes to us as a new teacher this year. He has his designated credential in both of transportation and business entrepreneurship, and has done this down in the Santa Cruz area, which is where this whole program originated. It has grown to the East Coast as well as Colorado and New Mexico. So we're excited to take this twist on transportation and have it at Plumas Unified and see if it actually even sparks to go into our other sites. So, in my opinion, and you may have the same opinions, we have a lot of holes in our program of study. And we are looking for business partners. As I said, perhaps they're even coming into the classroom, and it's not just to present. It might be after school to talk with the teacher to see how they could better partner to produce a student who has outcomes to be a better workforce candidate with the skills necessary for entry level is going to be an internship, but to also then work so that within a year or two, they are a candidate for a certification that would allow them to perhaps work full-time or part-time while they're continuing with more certifications at the college level. The benefit for business is that they are building a relationship with our students, as well as the college building a relationship with our students, hence the dual credit. Our benefit is that if we can have our students have identified a passion that has steps to success, that we can assist them to that, and we can then direct them on a regular basis should their behavior take them off task or track. We could help as a team, as a three-pegged partnership, be able to bring some stability to that individual to be successful. Some of them might do it very quickly. Others may take or choose to take a longer path to get to where they're going, but we're planting seeds as a team to get them in the direction that they're choosing to go. So we want to provide opportunities, and we want to provide opportunities that connect them to college or secondary, I should say post-secondary education. FRC can create some opportunities for certifications. It doesn't have to be a degree. They can also find, and they're working, as I said, even with the welding, and they're doing Gabe's working on a Class A license for truck driving. Different, I mean, students can come, adult students and our high school students can go and get certifications that will get them quickly and readily into a higher level of pay than what they may be getting right now. And if they choose to advance and pursue other opportunities, then they can do that. Would you say, I mean, I would say FRC's forte, which was nice with my ag program, is ag, business. Those are the two big ones that come to me. Forest Service is ag for me, natural resources. It's kind of all encompassing. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I mean, for us anyway, we draw, there's a little bit of overlap, but at the ag focus and the natural resources focus, you know, depending on what, labor market study you look at, they often get lumped together. They're very different programs for us specifically. So I think of them separately, but yeah, there's overlap in terms of labor market data for sure. Yeah, those are both programs that I think have, both, we've seen both local, interest from our local students in, and obviously, successful employment placement after FRC. Yeah, business program is really big. It has, obviously, as all business programs do at this level, kind of a generalist approach. It's a very, kind of standard business program in terms of the kinds of courses that are included, but that, means that it fits the needs of a variety of employers. Merle's here with early childhood education. That's been a fixture of the school for a long time, something we feel is an important part of our community. We also have like the culinary program that you mentioned. The enrollment in culinary has been low, but we really feel that it's a good program. We have a wonderful teacher and a great facility. And then our recreation program, outdoor recreation leadership, has been able to attract regional students and place them regionally as well. So that one draws from generally outside of the county. Yeah, those are some of the CTE programs that come to mind if you want to think about what we
And
can
health.
offer. Yeah, of course. Sorry, I should have said that. Yeah, the health program, it's our LVN, licensed vocational nurse, and it's got a CNA and an EMT component to it. Yeah. And, I think I guess there's a lot of different directions to take the conversation. I feel like one of the, just thinking about our local needs, local employment needs, one of the things that I feel like we're hearing from lots of employers is just the difficulty in recruiting employees and their interest in connecting to people who have local roots, potentially to fill those roles. And so, many of the positions that we're hearing that our local employers need are, at kind of the entry level end of the spectrum. There are some employment needs that are, require advanced degrees, but a lot of them really just require, kind of basic interest in the field, maybe elementary know-how, and then, like a willingness to stick with it and learn. And so I feel like there's, just kind of a role that we need to play together to make those like employment possibilities clear to high school students as they're getting close to their senior year. And then, if it's a program that FRC can help, kind of hone their skills with, polish their skills before they get a job, great, we're happy to play it. And in some cases, there may not be, the FRC may not be a necessary step on the path to employment. It doesn't mean that the things that we offer can't benefit the students, but, with the job market being what it is, I think a lot of employers would be happy to take a strong high school student directly from high school without any college units under their belt.
Agreed. Well put. And in regard to some of the things we do at our level when we're writing grants, often if it's, for instance, the early childhood education isn't like at the top of the market for high pay. But if you are an entrepreneur and taking that role on, that's how we incorporate that into those opportunities. So you provide both at FRC as a connection there.
Yeah, and that's just an unfortunate, I mean, we all know this as educators, unfortunate reality of our system. It's just like totally imbalanced. The lower the level you work at, the less you get paid, and the higher the level you work at, the more you get paid. It's just, there's just not enough balance to sustain a lot of our important areas.
The link that I have in the slides, I knew would probably interest you, Merle, and it's one of the things that they're going to be doing kind of North State, but I think statewide, is talking about our educators and the early childhood education and the discrepancy in pay, because they're in such high demand, yet the pay's not there to entice them.
That is correct. Early childhood has gotten a bad rap over the years and has fought for every little ounce of recognition over the years. One of the boons for probably FRC and well, hopefully would be that so many TK teachers are needed in California at this time, and they do need to have 24 units of early childhood education. They don't typically they want a quicker route. And I do have some things I'm looking into, launching a couple classes to see if I can fulfill that specific niche, although I'm concerned about numbers there. Yeah.
All right. Hi, Jesse. I see that you've joined us.
Hi.
You have any fun, exciting updates about your program?
No, except for it's full every semester. Every seat in that room is full.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's exciting.
So share with PUSD what you do.
I'm the welding and metal fabrication instructor at FRC. And I also own and operate Lazarino machine.
So you're often busy.
Yes.
Entrepreneur and teacher.
Yeah, our county could use probably 4 or 5 Jessies at this point. So he's been we're lucky to have him. He's been just a really strong addition to with the shop. The metal welding program is I'd say fluctuated over the years in terms of its quality. Jesse's raised the bar. He's really student centered, and we're making significant investments into the space, and I'm excited that it's clear to students that it's really like high quality product that we're offering right now.
Thank you, Jesse. So I'm getting close to where I was hoping we could do this in 1 hour, and I think we're there. I was hoping, Rita, if you would share from a business perspective. I have enjoyed working and meeting with you over the last several months, and I am hoping that we find more business links to all of our pathways. And if you would just share what your goals are and what you've been doing to reach them, I think it will help all of my instructors at PUSD understand the goal that we're trying to do with all pathways. Would you mind doing that?
Not at all. I'm really happy to share my perspective and this perspective of Sierra Pacific Industries, where I think as a whole in Plumas County at a loss for good qualified work in all industries, workers in our industries. And so, and in particular, Sierra Pacific, and I know Collins is struggling to have qualified people coming out of, or even just interested people to come to work, and creating pathways directly aligned with our industry is really important. And then having certification levels like Derek was talking about, a student graduating high school might not see themselves going to a 4-year college. So providing opportunities, certifications that can, the students can enter into the workforce with some basic knowledge to promote them from the basic labor scale up on the hiring scale, gives them motivation and opportunities to get into our business. And then we take on the responsibility of educating them in more particulars about our industry and skills that are required. So aligning pathways through high school into Feather River College for additional certification, and creating these collaborative relationships between both PUSD, the charter schools, the Feather River College, Lassen Community College, to create these opportunities for every student, not just the student that might want to go on to college, but any student that can get some certifications and get into the workforce and keep them here in Plumas County. That's our biggest thing. We're losing people at a breakneck speed. I mean, I don't know if you guys have heard, but 911 right now for Plumas County is under a really strain for people to answer the phones. Well, this is a crisis for all of us. So we need to keep people here. We need to keep opportunities here in Plumas. And so we want kids to see that they have an opportunity to stay in this area, earn a good living, learn a good skills, whether it be through certifications with Jesse in welding, or whether it's an AA degree or a bachelor's degree. You know, it's needed everywhere, but we want to create these pathways so we don't miss anyone and we keep them here.
Well put. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Would anybody like to add anything? Welcome, Christy. Teachers have any questions? Principals? Directors? So in reflection, my next big goal is to have a CTE catalog completed that describes the courses in a pathway. And on the next page is the program of study that has been completed by all three partners that is going to show a student what opportunities they have in our Plumas County for them to pursue a path of interest. I'm hoping one of passion. And it, of course, will continue to grow and expand. Perhaps it will have more information available than what we might be able to provide now. But if we don't get it in front of our students, they don't really see and get to digest, nor do their parents get to see and digest the opportunities that we offer here, especially when we can attach an income level or the varied income levels that our students can make by staying here. They don't have to leave. They can have some opportunities for a very affordable education, whatever that education path is, to attain the income level and career that makes them happy. So I'm expecting that I'll be in touch with all of you at some point to review or even to help put information into some of those pages based on your pathway expertise. And then I know that I'll have principals and Director Christy, as well as Derek over FRC, look at that as our final product so that we can start publishing it for our students. I would like to have that done before our April meeting.
Thanks, Gina. Yeah. Yeah, those are complicated, really like involved documents. So it takes a lot of input. I see Elise just asked a question about the welding class at FRC. Yeah, I mean, concurrent enrollment is totally possible. The class, there's two different offerings. One is on, Jesse, correct me if I'm wrong, Monday and Thursday afternoons.
Yeah, starting the spring, it's going to be Monday, Tuesday.
Monday, Tuesday. Okay.
Yes.
Monday, Tuesday. So yeah, we would love to have Quincy High students enrolled. And I just checked enrollment this morning. There are seats right now. But like Jesse said, my guess is that they'll fill up in the next month or so, going into the holiday break. Yeah, if you have students, let's get them connected quickly. Yeah. And then one other thing, just so the group's aware, I wouldn't say that we're far enough along to say that we've like conquered anything, but I think a few of us recognize that we have, kind of parallel efforts going on in like outreach with employers and organizing our CTE efforts. We've had our very first meeting of what at least I'm currently calling our FRC/PCOE CTE work group. So that's a few of us at FRC who work around CTE generally. And then Gina, and then there was representation from the charter school as well. And I don't know how often we're going to meet. It's not clear yet, but just trying to kind of understand where our efforts are aligned, I think, is part of our goal, and then to like not duplicate efforts unnecessarily, like, SPI obviously is an employer that all of us will interact with, so trying to make sure we understand who's working with SPI on what, so that we're not, driving Rita crazy with duplicative questions, whatever. I think there's a potential to, just kind of get better alignment through our CTE programs by working together a little more frequently.
All right. Thank you, Derek. Thank you, Rita. Thank
Yeah.
you, Plumas Unified School District. Thank you, Jesse.
Yeah.
And Merle. I think Merle.
Yeah,
left.
she dropped off, but
Yep.
she's here. Yeah.
But I do appreciate this, and I do appreciate the ongoing work, and I will keep everybody abreast of some progress that we're making. And you'll see a finished product in April, but you'll see some updates as we go. Thank you guys for attending. Thank you for helping me keep it in an hour, so I didn't take too much more of your time. And I look forward to working with you over the next 6 months. Have a wonderful evening. And oh wait, you know what? I forgot one thing. I need to go back to sharing my screen briefly. At the end, the very end of the slide that I've shared with you guys, there is this link. I'm going to be sending it to all of the business partners that I invited. And so Rita, if you would fill that out, that'd be awesome. But we're trying to get as much feedback from industry as we can. And then the last slide is an evaluation for you to please give some feedback on how things we could possibly do differently for our April 5th meeting. And then I was going to ask, how does April 5th look for you all? We talked last May about having it in April and having it early. Is that a spring break for anybody?
That is the county band day.
The band day. Oh, so all of our band kids will be in Quincy?
I don't know what that means. I just know we couldn't schedule any sports that day because of the band day. So I don't know what that means for all of us.
Okay. Well, we would be having a meeting from 4 to 5 that afternoon. So we could, and that's a Wednesday, because I did find out from my instructors that I think Wednesdays are better than Tuesdays and Thursdays. So we could do it that day or the following week, which would be the 12th, but then I think we're getting into spring break. So if band is not a conflict and there are no other conflicts, we'll keep it.
I don't think the band affects anyone other than band teachers and band students.
Okay. Okay. All right. Then I move that we keep it April 5th. Okay. With that, do I have a motion to adjourn this meeting?
Move to adjourn.
Thank you, David. Do I have a second?
Second.
Elise, thank
Second.
you. All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you all for attending, and have a lovely evening, and drive safe if you're on ice and snow.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, Gina, are you there?
Sure.
I just wanted to ask, so you are going to send that survey link out to the people that I sent you, or do we still need to do
So
that?
everybody that you guys have given me an address for, that is a business name, I'm going to go ahead and send it embed as an email to them.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye. Hi, Judy.
Tina, hi.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you I only put down Carol of Prattville, but I do, have her email and her phone number now, because she did the fit for me and she went to Quincy and she did the fit.
Okay, so yes, if you would send me those, that would be awesome.
And I'll try to also, maybe Sharon Strucker in Quincy, the next time I see her, she had the pizza place here, but she was so knowledgeable and good about how she ran her business. you know, and what she saw over there, she was, you know, her struggle was keeping employees, you know, anybody that wanted to work.
Yes.
And then I don't really know about Connie much anymore because I know she just works basically at the jailhouse and helps Sean out once in a while and, you know, tries to keep her family under control from being so sick all the time. So that's the only one I know.
Okay.
But so maybe Rachel Goings, who's got a little food hut here. But
Oh,
see,
yeah.
now she's employed charter kids. She hasn't employed any of our kids though.
That's
So I
okay.
don't know. Mary, she runs a little German place. I could maybe ask her. She employs her own kids, but I think she has another one, but I don't know what, you know, she would need extra. And then Sammy,